So tomorrow is the 11 portal. It's a strong one. I mean, we always say this with whatever portal is coming, if it's 2019 or 2005 or 2025. But these portals are really intense. And so they intensify the more that this ascension waves are taking place on Earth. So obviously they already started. I mean, basically we were planned on that it all started 100 years ago. But because there was so much, you know, because the awake people that kind of hold our planet under their control, that were holding the planet under their control, they were so good at what they were doing that we were asleep for much longer than just, you know, the 100 years ago that we were supposed to wake up. But so these waves are just intensifying. And I don't know if you know Satori, you know, this beautiful woman that has been doing light language and teaching about ascension for the last 20 years. Can you imagine 20 years ago already she was doing science like this and speaking in light language? People thought she was completely out of it. So she's doing this since 20 years already. And I went to see her. I was invited just like that. I all of a sudden didn't know, but all of a sudden I was in one of her workshops in Amsterdam. Judy Satori, that's her name. And she basically says that the 2020, January 2020 is the year that the ascension really starts. So I was like, oh gosh, if these last 10 years were just the preparation, we're in for a ride. We're really in for a ride. So there was one part of me was a bit scared when I heard it, and then I, you know, kind of like integrated it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's, you know, so for the next 13 years until 2033, these years are the ones. And I mean, we always say that, and it's always intenser and intensified, but the reason why these are, these years from 2020, January 2020 until 2033, why they're so more intensified is because we are directly receiving diamond light from 22 different galaxies. So it's like this star systems are all lining up, 22 of them in a diamond shape. And so they're bringing in this light to the Earth. And so it's not only that our whole universe and our whole dimension is in this ascension process. Our Earth, our moon, our sun, all the stars around, humanity, all the beings, like everything, we're all, you know, we're all spiraling upwards. And it has been for a while, but now, yay, Legacy and Love says, yeah, I agree. Yay. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, totally. I agree. So it's like, yeah, the ride is just starting. Like, this was all just preparation. So it's kind of really cool because we, you know, we had our preps and we made our mistakes and we went into all these waves, up, down, up, down. And so now we're ready, right? Kind of. You know, there's definitely days that I am like, I am so not ready for this. You know, because it keeps, you know, you have to, you know, bring up your, how do they say this? They have this beautiful, bring up your game or up your game. You know, we have to constantly do that, which is nice. I mean, it is nice. I mean, some days I don't like it, but it is really asking from us to step it up, to keep on stepping it up and up and up and up and up, bring our vibration higher, higher, higher in every moment. So that's really cool. So Stefan, I'm happy you're joining like this. Very nice. Very, very nice. So yeah, We have some new faces. If you want to have a question before we go into the meditation, you can ask it now. Hi, Biroska. Hi. Hi, Max. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Anka. Hi. Hey, Vladislava. I'm so happy everyone is here. Alexandra, I cannot see her. Yes, there she is. Hello, gorgeous. Hi. And we have Golden. I don't know who's that. That's a new face. Hi. Are you Aurelian of last year? Okay, cool. Super nice. I recognize you. Don't make the stage burn too strong today, hey? Very nice. Kiki, new face. Renske, new face. Very nice. Very welcome in our meditation. We have some nice replays as well. And I like it because Natalie, for example, she's doing it tomorrow from Switzerland. And tomorrow is the 11th of the 11th portal. So she's pulling our meditation of today into a higher strength, like stronger work, because she's doing that. So I'm excited. What's more going on? Yeah, about the meditation. So about the meditation, it's quite interesting because it's a meditation that some of you already know. So Alexandra, Vladislava, Max, Anka from Thailand, Sylvia, you all know this meditation. It's the living in the heart meditation. So we will connect first with the unity breath. We will connect to the earth, and then from the earth, all the love, we let it go through our bodies. And then from that loving vibration, we will bring it into all of creation. We call it father and mother, but for some people, the father and mother doesn't relate. It kind of blocks them. So then you just think of the earth as a living being, like really connect to her as one consciousness. And then you have some people call, you know, for example, the sun, father, son, they call that female and they call the earth male. So it's just how you perceive it, you know. So let's just call her Gaia, and then the sky or all of creation or the father sun is the sun. Alicia also knows this meditation, by the way. Yeah, you're one of the first, actually. That was like 2012, Vancouver, no? Yeah, that's for you, must be like a lifetime ago. So it's good that you're that you're doing it one more time. Yes. Great. So yeah, so it's not about yeah, when it all began, exactly. So this is not about, you know, maybe Laurie will do a replay. She's actually a colleague, also a teacher of the school that this meditation is from. So it's from the School of Remembering, originally from Drunvalo Melchizedek. And it's true. I mean, this is like 7 years ago. The whole world is completely changed. So much more, was so much more aware, so much more in the heart, so much more here, so much more in our ascension process, so much more integrating our higher selves into our body, so much more embodying this higher light and these high frequencies than 7 years ago. But still, there's still a lot of work to do. If I just look at myself, I don't speak about you, you must be all, you know, totally enlightened by now, but me, I need some more time. I need some more work. Or non-work or non-effort, whatever it is, you know, but just like really embodying that every second, everything, and that love, pure love, being a vessel of pure love in every moment. It still can be quite a challenge, especially living in Egypt. I have to say, this environment is not always, it's not very female friendly, let's call it like that. It's not always helping. So yeah, so what I was trying to say is that it doesn't matter that it's a technique or a meditation that you know, because we always want to have more, like, you know, like a new technique and a new method and a different way of healing. And, you know, I've noticed that I've done that a lot, like so much accumulation and collection of so many amazing teachers, which is great. But then now I'm going into this process where I'm just kind of like saying like, okay, all nice, but it's in bags, and then you have this deep healing that I still need to go through that I didn't use. So okay, you know, all these methods amazing, but we don't need to accumulate more and more and more and more. So up until now, we're in our 23rd Radio Lotus class. Up until now, I've constantly given you new 23rd, yeah, constantly have been doing new and different meditations. So this one was like, why not go to the base? The base of everything is our hearts. Why is that so? You can see it like our thoughts are kind of like these chakras, you know, and then our emotions are all below the heart. All the chakras going down are our emotions. And then our heart is like combining these emotions and thoughts in feelings, you know. So these feelings from the heart, this is where we really create reality from. So we have a thought, we have an emotion about it, which can be fear or love, and then bringing it back, bringing it together is a feeling. And so with this feeling, we create a belief, and with this belief, we create reality. So it's like, we're constantly, Alexandra, I'm seeing you twice. This is really interesting. Yeah, you just doubled. Okay, I'm just shifting timelines here. She's like a double fairy now, double goddess. So, so it's, where was I? What was I saying? I am completely taken away now. Shifting timelines. Were we in shifting timelines? Believe. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Alicia. So, well, anyway, so, you know, so it's our hearts that, and I don't think this needs a lot of explanation. So let's just go into the meditation and experiment. But today we really go into the core. So we go into our hearts. First into the sacred heart space, then into the tiny space. And then from the tiny space, we can create reality. So from that space, we're going to connect to first with the roots into Gaia, like more even than the unity breath. And then from there, we connect to we're going to create like a high frequency unity field and lock that into time space right here, right now, so that you can always, you know, tune into this meditation whenever you need, even like in 100 years time if you need. So yeah, Sylvia's laughing. I'm expanding my lifespan, you see. I'm not thinking in small terms anymore. I'm like Anna. I'm youthing. You don't see like I'm getting younger by the day. So yes, so let's do this. Is there any questions about this? So we're going to Gaia, the roots, unity field, connect to all the grids around the planet. So we have the unity consciousness grid, which has a specific geometrical shape. If you know it, then use it. It's a double star tetrahedron. No, that's inside. The outside is the unity grid, is the dodecahedron, the stellated dodecahedron. That's you know, the one of the grids around the planet. But if any other shape, any other geometry comes to you, then that is it. Because today everything is about the Holy Grail Embody. So this is what's coming through for me, and so I think you resonate with this. That's probably why you signed up. So the Holy Grail Embody is like the void. The void is where there's absolutely nothing, yet there's infinite possibility. So the void, it's even like every cell of our body is connected through like a black hole. And through the black hole, we're connecting back to source. So everything, how to say this in the most easy way, everything exists by non-existing. Everything, every moment comes forth from pure emptiness. Everything is just pure empty. This, if I want to say it in the most easy way, is that emptiness is what there is. all this, that, you know, the solidity or reality that we perceive is just an inner experience. It doesn't really exist. So at the moment that we tune into the Holy Grail embody, like we become the Holy Grail embody, humanity becomes the Holy Grail embody. It means that we create from that space of existence, or non-form, or non-energy, or just, you know, emptiness, void, the void. So yeah, so this is what we are doing today, is mainly getting into that heart space, and by being in that heart space, realizing that everything comes from the void. So somewhere the void will come in, and she will, or he, she, whatever we call it, the void will just start to come into our meditation, and then our meditation will be like 1,000-fold more powerful, because we are tuning into, we are connecting to that void, and then creating reality from there. So yeah, that's about the Holy Grail embody. It's also about light codes. So we are carrying light codes. These are filaments of light, like threads of light, patterns, light patterns. You could say light, color, sound, sacred geometry, but it's like, these are like filaments of light in our DNA, and they've always been there. It's just they are waiting for us to wake up. So it's like these Holy Grail embody has specific light codes, very specific light codes. So these, and I feel that Kirsten somehow is very connected to it. She's also new. Hi, Kirsten. I don't know where you are connecting from, but I feel she's very connected to these Grail codes. So it's like, and many of us, I mean, Alexandra, Sylvia, Vladislava, everyone that was with us in the priestess journey in Avalon, you know, all this is all about this Holy Grail embodiment. So yeah, I think it's too much right now to, let me see, because I found this amazing, beautiful, here we go. This is just a definition, so just feel it. It's what I found in the Anna book. Anna, a grandmother of Jesus, from Claire Hartzell. Very highly recommended this book. So it says, the Holy Grail is the immaculate, eternal container of consciousness that holds and preserves coherent patterns of light, sound, color, and sacred geometry. So it's basically the immaculate eternal container of consciousness. This is when you do alchemy, this is it. Alchemy is like you're turning gold into, or you're turning copper into gold. So alchemy, what this is about, what my classes are about, is inner alchemy. So you are you are turning yourself into gold, or you're turning yourself into diamonds, or you're turning yourself into even more valuable than that. But you know, it's kind of hard to find words for it. So that inner alchemy, it needs a container. It needs a container, it needs a substance, and it needs energy, like energy to change that substance in that container. So the container is awareness. So here, the Holy Grail is the eternal container of consciousness, of awareness. So you could see that as the Holy Grail is the container of the awareness. The substance is, for example, breath. Breath, it can be the substance, or the prana. You know, the prana, like these little ankhs that you see in the Egyptian or in the Tao, they call it, you know, they all have different names for it. Chi, prana, the Tibetans call it lung, or they call it wind, or the Egyptians call it prana. So we all have different names for it, but it's that substance that you want to, you know, use. And then you need energy. So what do we do with energy? We use our breath, for example. We use this meditation. We use our group energy to go into deeper spaces. That's why basically I started these Ride Your Lotus workshops or classes, is because I wanted to tune into our group energy. So this is something that we're doing all together. It's not I'm leading this thing, or I'm this or that. I'm just actually the most grateful of you know, not all of us, I guess there's more of you who are grateful for doing this together. So it's not a competition thing, but I couldn't be more grateful for doing all of this together as a unity, as us. We are doing this together. You know, so this is what brings the energy here, you know. So okay, so to finish that, it's hot here in Egypt, huh? It's November, but it's hot here. I just had to cool down my room a little bit because I knew it was going to be too fiery. So I'm going to calm down a little bit during the meditation, but now I'm like on. So to finish I changed a little bit the text of the Anna book. So to finish the definition is, it is also the void that perfectly births, sustains, and mirrors creation. It is an aspect and function of the Divine Mother as her matrix, as her womb, from which the holy children, which is us, are born. The Christ, Buddha, Magdalene is risen. Matter is spiritualized. So this is what the Holy Grail Embody is. And I mean, we have so many different names for it in so many different cultures. The Egyptians call it Osiris with Isis, and the child is Horus. And, you know, the Tibetans have other dakinis and gods and Buddhas and, you know, bodhisattvas. And so every culture has their own, you know, the Tao uses dragons. And so every culture has their own deities and energies to actually present exactly this Holy Grail embodied, being in the now moment. I mean, you know, being in your heart and breathing and connecting to the earth and the sky. So it's all basically, it's all like giving us infinite possibilities to always do the same thing, but using different names and energies and lineages and you know, words and colors and sounds and, you know, whatever resonates. So I'm happy that it's time for the Holy Grail Embody to be done by us today, and I thank you already very much for it. And yeah, I would love to go in and start. So if there's no questions, then we can start. Or any feelings. Okay, amazing. Okay, so make yourself comfortable. Maybe not too comfortable, like if you're laying down, you might fall asleep, but you can, of course. I can see that in Kiki's place, it's dark, so, but especially when it's dark and it's night, you don't want to lay down because you're gonna maybe fall asleep. But of course, if that makes you more comfortable, then please do so. It's very, very important your body is comfortable. So while I'm saying that, I'm gonna actually get myself a pillow. Okay, great. So sometimes the body gets very cold or very warm, so you can, of course, make sure that you are prepared for that. So let's start with our breath. The motor that gives energy to our internal alchemy, to our inner alchemy of becoming who we truly are, or returning to our own natural frequency. So whatever I'm going to suggest to you in this meditation, it's your own responsibility to follow or not. You can always go out of the meditation and then just go back whenever you feel like it. It's a recording, so feel free to follow your own rhythm and your own suggestions. Your own resonance. So let's start with breathing into our nose. So you can, if you can, then you can close your mouth and breathe through your nose. Put your tongue up on the palate, just behind the teeth. And just observe your breath going in and out of your body. So you're not breathing, you are just observing your breath going in and out of your body. So what we will do is that we will just a little bit, just stretch a little bit, so I can feel the group needs it. So you can just bring your arms maybe up a little bit. Just like feel like, feel that, you know, maybe even go backwards with the arms a little bit, but really feel how you are bringing in that breath deeper. So you're bringing in that breath deeper into your body. Breathe deep into your belly. You can even like move your body a little bit, like as if you're swaying a little bit, like as if you're, and if you don't feel that that's comfortable, you can even like just make micro movements, you know, make micro movements with your base, with your pelvic floor, with your back, like that you really feel the base of your body and how the energy comes from there. And bring that energy up a little bit so that really you feel like you're really starting to really be present in your whole body through your breath and through your small movements. And then you can turn those movements into micro movements. So that you don't become like a statue, you know, like a non-vibrating statue. You become like you're making very tiny movements so that it doesn't block anywhere. Because sometimes when we sit like in a certain position, the breath cannot go anywhere because we are blocking it in certain chakras. So you could, for the rest of the meditation, you can just feel like kind of swaying, like you see the Tibetans do very often. Very often you see them go from left to right. And that's basically why they do that, is that they're in a constant flow, like in a constant movement. There is nothing stuck there. There's nothing stuck in their chakras or anything like that. You can even make tiny little rotations. Try them one time, try them the other side. Because we are a vortex, basically. That is what we are. So when you make these little movements, it's like you are becoming your energy body more than, you know, the physical body that's always kind of like blocking things inside and doesn't go with that flow. Okay, amazing. So start deep, breathing even deeper. And while you do that, feel how you're bringing prana, life force, into all of the cells of your body. Into your toes, your fingers, your nails, even your hair, your eyes. You really feel, see, sense how you are completely breathing that prana, that life force, that loom, into the whole of your physical body, bringing it life And then when you breathe out all the tension. So there might be tension in your breath, there might be tension in your body, there might be tension in your mind, in your consciousness, in your energy field, whatever it is, whatever you're holding on to, just breathe it out. So we're breathing in prana and we're breathing out tension. Any efforts, breathe them out. I really feel how you're slowing down now just with your breath. I mean, this is it. Like, this could be just it. If we would just be breathing like we're doing now, that would already be completely enough. So this breath that you're breathing, feel the substance of it. Because when your awareness changes the awareness of your consciousness, if you become aware of your awareness, then the substance of the air that you're breathing is changing as well. The quality of the air that you're breathing is changing as well. It's like you are all of a sudden having a filter from which you are breathing, and that filter is breathing, making sure that you breathe the very high frequency substances. So be aware of that substance, of the air that you're breathing in, feeling grateful for the wind, feeling grateful for that life force. Becoming very, very aware of your breath. Becoming very, very aware of the air and where it's going. Is it going into your lungs? Is it going into your, which cells of your body, where, what organs, your whole skin. Like the skin is such a big part of you, right? Like, feel that skin all around you, your knees, your arms, your legs, your base, your back, your front, like the skin, like breathing. That breath is going through all of your cells, all of your organs. You become that breath completely. And feeling where it's blocking you. And when the breath is blocked somewhere, welcome it. You know, don't go like, oh, it's blocked there. Just welcome it and just keep on moving and breathing into it. Feel how that prana is healing you, and how when you breathe out, how the out breath is just taking out all the tensions and efforts. Conscious breathing, so important. And remember that you can do this whenever you need. Just sit down and breathe consciously. There's something very magical about what we're doing now. It's like, not only are you conscious about your breath, you're bringing your mind, your awareness together with your breath. And it's even stronger when you breathe in and you follow the breath with your mind into your central channel. So let's do that now. So we're breathing in, and we're breathing in from the nose, breathing into the central channel all the way down to the Hira chakra, which is 4 finger width length down the navel, in the center of your body, not in the front, in the center. So breathe into that center. You can even hold the breath there for a little bit, but you're following it with your mind. You're really following the breath down into that center. You can hold it a little bit and then breathe out through your central channel, through that central prana breathing tube. Out from the head. So you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Breathing out from the head. And follow it with your mind. You're breathing in down into the Hira, breathing out from the Hira to the head. Let's do this for a little bit. And if you're getting dizzy or anything like that, then you just make it a little smoother. Beautiful. So now we're going to do the unity breath, as it was first channeled by Drunvalo Melchizedek in the School of Remembering. So feel, see, sense a place in nature that you love and that you find beautiful. So it could be anywhere. It could be in the desert or in the forest or in a river or in the sea, the ocean. You could pick out like your favorite place in nature, your happy place. But what's important is that you really feel, see, sense that place in every detail of it. So you can maybe feel it on your skin, or you know, when you touch the trees, or you hear the birds, or you feel the sun on your skin or the wind, but really you are becoming that energy body, your double, your Ka, that is experiencing that place. So make it real by really using all of your senses. Your feeling, your hearing, your touching that beautiful place that you love, and feel the love that you have for that place really in your body. So not only your energy body, but also your physical body. You feel that love you have for that place. And then when you feel that your love for that place is growing stronger and stronger, in your own time, in your own rhythm, you expand that love all over the earth. It could be instant, like you all of a sudden, bam, you feel the love for the whole earth, or you can make it grow from that place and you feel all of her rivers and seas and forests, and you know, you really expand your love, you expand your awareness all over the earth. Simply feel that love in your heart, in your body, that you have for the earth. You can even remember how you felt as a child when you would feel the wind on your skin, or you would run somewhere and you would feel the grass. This innocent, very deep love that you have for the planet Earth. One of the biggest reasons why you came here also is to feel her, to experience her. So now that you feel that love growing stronger and stronger, that connection between you and Gaia, Gaia, the living spirit of the earth, her core being, and you feel that sense of respect and that sense of mutual respect. You feel that from that connection with her, you feel that healing going back to you, that nourishing, that type of very warm, motherly love from Gaia. And when you feel that your love is really, it's almost like a reverence for the earth. When you feel that it's strong, then you bring it down. You can even put it in a sphere, whatever you want, but you feel that love, you kind of like shoot it down into the earth with your willpower. Bam, that love, you bring it down into the earth, and there in the middle of the earth is our heart. And we all see it differently. So some of us, we experience the center of the earth as metallic. Some of us, we experience it as fire. Some of us, we experience it as a completely different dimension. Shambhala, whatever is your way of experiencing that inner earth, that center of the earth. Just bring your love down into it, and you're anchoring your love into her. It's like when you're used to working with grounding cords. It's like a cord of energy, of love, going from your, for the women, from our Hara chakra, and for the men, for the root chakra, for the perineum chakra, all the way down into, as a grounding cord, into the earth. Really feel that love there, and feel that you have been received. She receives you, and what does she do? She sends her love back to you. So in a way, it can be instant or it can take some time, but you feel that love is returned to you. She always will. Like Gaia has so much love for us. It's hard to even comprehend as a human how much she loves us. So allow that love to be returned to you, and really feel it from below your body moving upwards. So that earth energy, that very grounding, very strong, dark, but also light energy comes back to you. You can, even if you are very sensitive and you don't know how to work with energies, and this is maybe first time you're doing this, then I always advise you to put a filter below you. So you're putting a filter with your intentions. You just put like a violet light shield filter under your body, and then you only let enter your body whatever is high frequency. So you can kind of command it. You say, okay, Gaia, only the new earth Gaia, the high frequency of Gaia can come through this filter, can come through this shield. And then you let it enter your body from below. And you let it really enter into all of the cells of your body, into all that you are. And hold back no secret place from Gaia, from your mother. This body is hers and will always be hers. When you die, you give her your body back to Gaia. This is her child. So let her enter her own children and hold back no secret place. Let her go, let her move anywhere she wants to. Let her heal all that you are. It's just a matter of how open we are. So just open up to Gaia entering you from below. You can feel it from your feet or your base chakra all the way up, and it can take some time. You know, it starts with the lower chakra. If there is blockages there, then it will take some time, but you can feel it also just really in your aura. All around you, she is entering you. So let's just take a moment for that until you feel very complete with that experience. So you really allow her highest frequencies to enter you in all of your bodies, not only your physical, but also your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual energy bodies, and your ego body. Okay, really feel yourself in unison with the mother or with Gaia. Feel how you and her are breathing in unison together. It's like your breath and her breath, the flow of life, the breath of life is one. Feel that grounding in your body, that stillness in your physical body. There's a stillness there, very grounded. There is a presence in your physical body of your connection with Gaia. Every cell, every organ, the bones, the blood, the structure, you are Gaia. So just for a moment, just feel that new earth energy of you and Gaia, embodying that energy. And you can even open up for receiving a message. So sometimes Gaia, she really likes to play like she's this young girl or young lady. However she wants, sometimes she's an old lady, whatever way she manifests herself, emanates herself as that being communicating to you. It's very interesting. So just take a moment, and if it doesn't happen, then please don't worry. It's just, if it happens, it's spontaneous. That's amazing. You could maybe receive a message about your new earth codes, light codes, or a message about what she would like you to do. Sometimes it's very simple. She will just tell you to slow down and rest, or kind of change something simple that will benefit you in a very big way. But even if nothing comes, like no message or whatever, it's just like knowing that the inner knowing that being connected to Gaia is extremely healing. Just that connection is healing on so many levels. Becoming her, becoming one with Gaia is so important. And in our modern day life, it's so hard with all the things we do and all the synthetical environments that we're in, that we're losing that connection. So but you don't need to necessarily go bare feet outside, or do anything like that. You can just do what you are doing now. Just feel the love you have for her. Bring it down into your body, down into the center of the earth. Wait for her to respond as a child, with the spirit of a child. And then when she responds to you, you just let that move into all that you are. Very grounding, very healing. So without breaking this flow of love, like we keep on being connected to Gaia for the rest of the meditation. So without breaking this flow of love, we're going to bring our attention to the sky. Same thing, we are always in little boxes and little houses and cities, and so the sky is always there, is always blue. There might be a lot of clouds, but it's always blue. So let's connect to that sky. You can call it Father Sky or just Sky or Mother Sky, whatever you want. But it's connect to it as a being, a sky being, or even as a being that you are. You are that sky. So let's just feel love for all of creation. You know, when it's nighttime and there is no lights around and you look in the sky and you see that Milky Way floating through the sky, that depth of space, and the way that you feel when you look at such a beautiful sky. So we're tuning into now all of creation. Father Sky, Father Sun, Father Creation, creation, all of creation except the earth. And you do this while you're connected to Gaia. So that connection with Gaia is still felt in your energy field. It is still there. And from that connection to Gaia, we connect to the rest of creation. So you can even, I mean, I feel it right now as expanding from me. Like I just like feel that in all directions. You know, I kind of become creation. So what we will do is that you feel the love for all of creation, like, oh my God, you know, this feeling like, oh my God, like this, being in awe of this huge creation that most of the time we forget because we're so single pointed in our mind and looking at the world from our eyes and our human mind. So that love that you feel for all of creation, that awe, you just bring that love up into the heavens. So you can choose your own way, your own moment, but it's like you can feel that love leaving your body from above and just you just send it up, you shoot it out of you. It's so big that that kind of love that you're feeling, that awe, that sense of reverence for creation, you just like feel that shooting out of you into the sky. And so when you have sent it out into the sky, you can wait with the spirit of a child, and then creation will respond to you because you are the child of creation. And so it will always respond to you, and it will always send you down from your crown. Actually, most of us, we can feel it from the crown area, like a warmth, like a light, like the Father responding into the physical body. And the same like with the Mother, just let that energy move into your body from above. And let it move into all of the cells of your physical body. Right down to your toes, your toenails, like every little detail of your body, every cell. Let that love of the Father, that warmth, move into your physical body, into your emotional body, your mental body, and all of your light bodies and your ego body. Just let it move anywhere it wants to. Don't hold back any secret or blockages, or just let it flow where it wants to flow. It's a type of bliss that you feel, or that you can feel after a while in your whole body. especially because, and you can feel this, it's the father and the mother and the child. So now we are in a state where the divine father and the divine mother and the divine child, you, us, the divine child, the body, the being, the soul in the body is holding a vibration of both the divine father and the divine mother. So the Holy Trinity is alive on earth. So you can feel, see, sense that type of bliss in all of your body, because you can feel. So really feel that for a moment. Bring your awareness into every cell of your body where you feel how the father and the mother are in union. Inside of you, the divine child. Feel that love in between the father and the mother. Feel that love that you have for them, that they have for you. And feel also the love that you have for yourself. Very, very important. If you don't feel any self-love, then they cannot reach you. So open yourself up to this awareness of self-love. Don't let yourself be tricked by yourself or your mind or your ego. You have that self-love. You are that self-love. That's you truly who you are. So just connect to it. Feel that love for yourself. So now our body, our mind, our soul is holding a vibration of love that's very high frequency, that has always been here. That beauty, that love, that, so just feel that for a moment, that it has always been here. It's just we forgot how to connect to it. And now we are connecting to it. And this high vibration is allowing us to go into the sacred spaces of our hearts. But just for a moment, just feel, see, sense that love in every cell of your body. It's like a key. This vibration of love is going to unlock the doors of our hearts. So if we are not first in this vibration, then we can't enter the heart. But if we are now in this vibration, then we can do anything. So now the journey in the body begins. So feel, see, sense yourself as a center of awareness. It's very simple. It's not complicated. It's not something your mind needs to understand. It's just that, or you are an awareness that is infinite, like an infinite awareness, or you bring your awareness into a center of awareness. So that center of awareness, where is it in your body? For some of us, it's in our heads. For some of us, it's above our head or around in our aura. For some of us, it's in our hearts. And some of us, it's in different places, like one in the belly, one in the third eye. It really doesn't matter. So we're not analyzing or criticizing. We're just feeling, sensing where is our center of awareness right now. And sometimes you can't find a location because it's so you know, you're in that field of awareness, so you can't find a location in your body, which is fine too. As soon as you feel that center of awareness, start moving it into the center of your head. And don't worry, we're not going to stay here long. It's just for you to feel, see, sense that vibration of being in the center of your head. And how that feels like in your physical body. So feel, see, sense the skull all around you. It's a very funny type of perception, because you are like a small marble, or like a small light, or even like a small miniature body of who you are, normally in your physical body. And now you're in the center, as a center of awareness of your head. Feeling, seeing, sensing the skull all around you. And so if this is difficult for you, then just, you know, kind of let it go and just imagine it. Because by imagining it, you make that experience real. You will dive into that dimension, you will dive into that reality. So just fuel that experience with your imagination. So you are, or you're imagining that you are a center of awareness in the middle of your head. Feeling the skull all around you. So now we're going to move down. So move down from that center of the head and move down into your throat area. Feel, see, sense the throat all around you. This is a very different experience. So some of you just moved like that in an instant and you were there in your throat. And some of you moved like really physically, moved from the head slowly down like in an elevator. And it's all good. There is, again, no judgment, no analysis, just move the way that you move. I really feel, see, sense that you are present now in your throat area. Feeling, seeing, sensing the throat all around you. Beautiful. So now we're going to move down to the heart. So move down to the physical heart. And you're going to move behind the heart. So if you're normally in your body, you would move not in the front of your body, but in the back of your body. So you're going to the back of your heart, your physical heart. So you're moving your center of awareness to the back of your physical heart. And there is a very special place there, around in the middle of your heart, around where the two halves of the heart are coming together, really in the middle of your heart. And again, you don't need to necessarily perceive this, but just kind of imagine it or follow it as we're going along. And so you're moving towards the back of your heart, you're moving towards the heart, and there's a vortex there, a small vortex turning around, taking you inside. So you're coming closer to the vortex, and then woof, it just takes you inside. It vacuums you inside of the heart space, where you're moving through like a tunnel, or like just like you're moving, and all of a sudden, almost like swimming, flying, whatever it feels like, and then all of a sudden you stop moving. And when you stop moving, you're there. You are now in the sacred space of your heart. So this space is like what many could call a fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional space. It is in the physical heart. It is, you just went through the door to the interdimensional portal in your own heart, and feeling, seeing, sensing the sacred space. So just experience this as you experience it. It is a unique experience for everyone. We all experience this in different ways. So just feel, see, sense this space and what is there for you. We all have left information there for ourselves to find when the time is right. So this could be in many, many different ways. It could be fields of light in specific shapes and forms or sound or colors, different patterns. Or it could be very kind of almost solid with objects like crystals or nature or stars or whatever it is for you. We are all unique, so we all perceive this in many different ways. And it can also be just dark and warm. So don't worry if you don't see or perceive anything. It doesn't mean you're not there. It just means that you are there. Because a lot of us, especially in the beginning, this is how we perceive it. Just warm and dark. So feel the frequency of that space. It feels like home. So you don't need to do anything. Just be here, like breathe, hear the silence, feel the spaciousness, connect to the stillness. Now, hidden in this sacred space in your heart is your reason for coming to Earth. Long ago, or a short time ago, however you perceive it. So what we will do is that you will ask for there to be light. So just ask your sacred space to turn on the light. And you can do this in your own words. Let there be light. And for some of us, that awareness of that space has already turned on the light because it is perceived as light. So for some of us, that space is already so much, there's already so much light there that sometimes we don't know how to perceive it, or we're asking for something that is already there. And the light in that space is not like the light that we have in daily life. So it doesn't go from A to B. There's no shadow there. That light in the sacred space of your heart is unified field of light. So experiment with that. Some of us, we play with it. So we have like a dimmer switch on it. Like we put it on more, more light, less light. Some of us, it comes up spontaneously as different colors of light, like sunlight, moonlight, bright light, exotic lights, or soft pastel light. So now just explore this place. See if there is a message for you here. And realize that this space is conscious. There is also vibration in this space, so some of you might hear it, feel it, sense it. as a sound or as a sensation. Also hidden in this place is the Akashic Records, but we're not going to go into that now. But when you do the replay and you do this meditation more often, you can go into the Akashic Records, your own personal or the universal Akashic Records, and ask any question. But for now, we are just being in the sacred space, remembering, seeing. It might be like now the time that all this information that you have left here for yourself is coming out, showing itself to you. It really is like unfolding, like a dream. And it's very special because some of us, it has been literally thousands and thousands, if not 10,000s of years that we have been in this place. So when you feel that you are in that space, you don't necessarily need to see or have, like a type of experience. You're not making an effort here to look for a certain experience. You can just relax in that space because it's very, very healing. Being in this space is like 2 seconds of being in this space is like an equivalent of I don't know how many hours or months of psychological analysis of who you are. It's like direct. It's a direct healing from source, from your own heart space towards yourself in the way that you perceive yourself. So you don't need to look for or expect or want or desire a specific experience. Just being here and breathing is enough. And the deeper you go into that space, the more you will feel that silence, that peace, that stillness, that spaciousness, that light, that bliss, that emptiness. Okay, now we're going to, so when this is a recording, you can just hold it on pause and just stay here as long as you wish. But for now, we're going to go deeper into what the Upanishads call the tiny space of the heart. This is a very, very special place. This is the second sacred space of your heart, which goes even deeper. It has a higher frequency than this sacred space. And so you can find it by looking or kind of letting yourself be guided through your heart into that higher space. So you can do this in many different ways. You can say to yourself, okay, now I'm going to move. And then when I stop moving, I'm there. Very simple. You just start moving. You say to your heart, okay, bring me to the tiny space. Your heart knows these words. So you can say, okay, bring me to the tiny space. The reason why we call it tiny space is because it could be anything in your sacred space. It could be a little door or a key or a steady object or whatever. You don't think it's anything. You go close to it, you pick it up, or a door or whatever it is in your heart space, or it's just a field of light or just a direction. You're just moving and all of a sudden you're in a different space that has a much higher frequency, which is the tiny space of the heart. So you can do it in many different ways. You can just kind of like teleport, you zip yourself there, but it needs your intention. That's all it needs. It just needs that you say to yourself, okay, that's it. I'm going from this sacred space, I'm going into the tiny space. That's all. So just tell yourself that you're going to move and you're there. Or you can ask your heart, show me where is the door to my tiny space. And then your heart will show you and you go through that door. And then when you enter your tiny space of the heart, which is source, it's pure source, you will feel, see, sense your unique vibration in that tiny space of the heart, in that source space. It's a very high vibration. So sometimes for some of us, it's so high vibration we can't stay in it for long. For others, it's so high vibration, you love it so much, it's hard to go out, but that's all good. And stay in it as long as you wish. And some of us, we kind of drop into it and drop out, and drop in and drop out, and drop in and drop out. That's fine. Don't let it get you into a difficult state of mind, whatever. You will stabilize there. The more you will do this, the more you will stabilize there. So this tiny space, what's so special about it is that there is only one. So the tiny space of you and all of us is the same tiny space as the universe. So the space you were in before, the sacred space, is your own personal sacred space. And then now we're in the source space, tiny space of the heart. And here we can create anything we want. From here we create our lives, and we do it already, always from this space. It's not something that all of a sudden new. You've always done this. It's just that now you're consciously present in the space of creation, in the space of source, in 0 point. This is your 0 point. In your body, in your physical heart, in your sacred space, in your tiny space. So we went in very deep here, like many, many layers inside of ourselves. And so just explore this space, just remember it. Even though it might be thousands of lifetimes that you haven't been here, just remember this space. It is you, it is me, it is us, it is everything. Everything that we experience in the outside world comes from this space. The whole world we walk around in comes from this space. So now that you are here, ask your higher self to come forth. Connect to your higher self, and your higher self can come forth in many different ways, as a female being, as a male being, as several beings, as whatever it is, but ask your higher self to come forth and start conversation with your higher self. It could be without words, with words, images, visions, dreams, whatever it is. It's like let the dream of your heart unfold. So it's not so much that you are controlling this, it's more that you are guided. So you are in your heart and you are guided by your heart, by your higher self in like a dream type experience. And again, if it doesn't happen straight away, there is a reason for it. So don't worry if the higher self doesn't immediately respond. Just go with what your heart is showing you. And if it's just dark, then that's fine too. Then just breathe and just be happy that you're home. Just feel that presence of yourself in that very high vibrational state. It's extremely healing, very powerful. Okay, so if this is a recording, then you can put it on pause or hold, and you can stay in this vibration as long as you want. But we're going to use this opportunity of this very high vibration we are in to connect to Gaia, to her inner earth structures, her ley lines, her dragon lines, her Mary Michael ley lines, but all different ley lines all around the earth, and realign them with, so this is the ancient structure, with the grids around the planet as a service to humanity and as a service to ourselves. So as our body has an inner structure with meridians and channels and breaths that we are breathing through it, they are basically breathing light. So we are drinking light, we are eating light, we are breathing light. So we're going to do the same for the planet. We are going to bring so much light to it that it can clean and purify all the different channels and structures so that she can be more present in our own high vibration for the planet. So we will start with the inner earth structures, but please remember that you are in that tiny space and that everything is experienced from there. So I have no idea how it is for you. We all have our own unique vibration. Even though it's one tiny space, we all perceive it completely different. And during the workshops I've done, there's at least 1,000 people that have shared this space. And so I heard so many different stories, so many different, some people are in the planets and the stars, some people are in a like a UFO, some others are in nature or another planet, or in water, or you know, whatever it is, with some fire. Some have like a very specific like table with a chair in a white space, or whatever it is for you, or caves, or you know. So And some don't have any objects or whatever, they're just in a very specific high vibrational state that they perceive in their own way, like sound and light, shapes and forms, and changing all the time. So, and also every time you enter it, it can be different. It's not always the same experience. It can always be different. So you're experiencing connecting to the earth from this space, from the space of creation. So remember your connection to Gaia and really feel, see, sense from your body essence, from your body, being in your physical heart, being in your body. You are sending down energy down into the earth like roots. You're bringing down your roots into the planet. So it's like your energy roots are going into Gaia, feeling her love for all of us. And we're doing this from many different places in the world. America, Canada, Spain, Egypt, England, Italy, Belgium, Germany, very, very many different places in the world, Thailand. So feel how these energy roots as a being, like we are a group consciousness now, we are representing the human collective. We're not doing this by ourselves, we are a group consciousness now. Feel those roots as they're going into Gaia, feel that connection all over the world. And feel that high frequency to all others that are connected to her in this way. Like the 1111 portal is opening tomorrow, so there will be more collective meditations happening. People all over the world, you know, putting their roots into Gaia and connecting there. So feel that connection inside in the inner structure of the earth with all the other high frequency beings on our planet, humans and other beings, and connect to them and really feel how we are owning this planet. So it's like we're taking her back and she's taking us back and we're taking each other back. It's like it's like this feeling of this is our planet, you know, this is Gaia, this is our collective human frequency, high frequency experience. We are together and for ourselves and for our whole of creation. Out of time, space, like now creating, tuning into Gaia's highest expression. You can really ask for, see, feel, sense, connect to Gaia's highest possible new earth timeline now. Whatever that now is, like it could be 2019, 2020, 2021, whatever, 2033, whatever is the time that you're tuning into this meditation, tune yourself into Gaia's highest expression. She's raising and she's raising fast in frequency. And we are the holders of those codes, the bearers of those codes, those ascension codes, that frequency. So a group of us connecting to that through time, space is very powerful. So you can feel Gaia responding as well. You can feel that grid coming from our hearts, connecting to Gaia down. the root down. So we are connecting now our heart grid, our human collective heart grid, filled with the enlightened qualities of trust and beauty and confidence and love and wisdom and peace and equality. All these qualities of the heart, and connecting it to Gaia, to the ancient structures of Gaia. You can even imagine how we are bringing that light into all of those ancient structures. It's like we did with our breath before. So we're like breathing in the light and then breathing out the light. So it's like almost like you're breathing in with your energy into those roots and breathing out like cleaning and clearing and purifying the inner structures of the earth, making them bright, shiny, and new again for the new earth to manifest in its highest possible vibration now. So this is a nice moment to just drop all your low frequency engagements. It's very possible they're coming up now. So when you feel those coming up, like thoughts or feelings, or where you're feeling you're not really into this completely, this we can call it many different names: ego, pain, identity, pain, body, pain, speech, pain, mind. Any low frequency engagement, like, I don't know, with friends or family, or people holding you down, or you holding them down, or you feeling sorry for them, or feeling pity, or feeling we're destructing the earth and we need to save it, or we need to save the others because they're all dying and suffering in pain. And you know, this type of, they're just low frequency engagements, basically. Nobody is living anything that they haven't signed up for. However bad it looks like from the outside, it's their choice. And even if you feel like, oh, but it's not their choice because they are really like, and you're making excuses for them or for yourself, that's just a low frequency engagement that you have with yourself or with the others. So this is a nice moment to just drop it. You can say, whoa, okay, I'm seeing that now, like I'm in my heart, with the Gaia, and I'm like in a super high vibration. And I just want to make a choice that I want to stay in that super high vibration frequency all the time. And so you can see some of the low vibrational games you're playing, and you know, I can see them right now for myself. So I'm dropping them into that field and saying, you know what, like, here you have it. It really feels like here you have it. It's like I've been holding on to stories, my stories, other people's stories, that I believe that somehow we are a victim, you know, but we're not. So let's take responsibility and just drop it. Just drop it into the field. It's not our story. Just let them, you know, let them have their experience. But for yourself, choose to be free. And what is it to be free? To be free, it means complete liberation. Your mind is free. Every second, every minute, every moment you are in the now. There is no more identity to who you think you are. It's you are infinite possibilities, enlightened, free. No more conditions, no more falling back into conditions. It really is a point in time and space where you do not fall back into conditioning anymore. So let's lock this agreement that you make with yourself. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you and yourself. Make this kind of, not a promise, because a promise, when you break it, it feels so bad, right? So just like make a choice. I choose now to be in my highest expression towards Gaia, towards humanity, towards myself, towards all others, towards creation, to be in my highest frequency in every moment from now on. And I understand it's my choice, it's my responsibility to do that. Whatever comes to me, I will be able to see if that frequency resonates with me or not. I will be able to feel if it's a high frequency or not. Okay, amazing. So let's finish the meditation with connecting to the unity grids around the planet. So this is where we lock our freedom, the 2019 year freedom, whatever point of time and space you are tuning into this, total freedom for humanity, for its completion. So bring your attention again into all these fields around and inside of the planet and inside of us. It's called a unity field. From our hearts, it's very easy from being in 0 point. So go back into that 0 point state. You are in the tiny space of your heart. Everything is experienced from this space. We are source. We are breathing source light into reality. Breathe source light into your heart chakra. Breathe out source light from your heart chakra. And you can play with this. You can change the frequency of the light, so you can breathe diamond light, or you can breathe golden rose light, or you can breathe turquoise light, whatever you feel, whatever mixture of colors that you want to breathe. Do it now. Okay, now just feel that unity field, that unity grid is already there. It's around the planet. It has a beautiful shape. Stellated octahedron. No, stellated dodecahedron, sorry. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you can perceive it in your own way. And let's strengthen it with our energy, with our breath, with our awareness. For all of humanity, from everywhere that we are. So you can breathe in that beautiful light, breathe out into those grids. We are bringing them to life. We are aligning them to the inner earth grids through our hearts. Aligning all those grids through our hearts. We become like a column of light, like an ascension column of light. I feel some platinum light coming in. I feel some pillars of light all of a sudden, like stargates. I feel one here in Egypt. lightening up by our meditation. So all of this works with our awareness. So you can, while you're still breathing light into those different grids and aligning them in between the earth and the inside and around the planet and our hearts. Like you could see it as 3 grids. The inner earth structures, the heart structures, grids, and the grids around the planet. So those 3, we're combining them all together in a unity field. And so we are welcoming any being that wants to be part of this into our field. Any animals, any plants, trees, rocks, any particles, any vibrations, any atoms, any entities. This is a very safe place. Only very high vibrational beings can be part of it. All the others have plenty of space to go to, but not this one, not our field. And so lock this unity field into time and space altogether, right here, right now, wherever that now is for you. Okay, now we will have access to this place, this field, this frequency for the rest of our lives and beyond. And let's make this our foundational frequency of our experiences here in reality. So we're going to slowly come out of the meditation, but try to bring it into, let's do it like this. Let's imagine right now that you're continuing your day. It's like almost like a fast forward. So in Kiki's place, it's 5 or 6 or 7 a.m. So she has the whole day to go. So you imagine that day in fast forward. You just see yourself kind of the events or whatever. You can even like not see it as visions or dreams, but as an energy, as a feeling. And feel that in that fast forward, in the rest of the day and the week and the month and the rest of this year, you feel that you are bringing in this high frequency field into that. So you're feeling that the qualities of that field are in your daily life, in your breath, in your body, in your mind, in your communications with others, in the things that you do, the choices that you make, in the work that you do, in your inner life and the inner stories you tell yourself. In every breath, see, sense that manifestation of this field as a foundational experience of the rest of this year or your life really taking place and manifesting. And it will help you, because even today or tomorrow or this week or in an hour or whatever that you are tempted, it's an addiction. So you can be maybe tempted by your mind or the old timelines to believe that, I don't know, there's a whole thing we can believe. Just tune back into this energy field. There is no reason to go down from it. Like, not even if people say that our earth is, like environmentalists saying that we are destructing our planet with plastic and chemtrails, and I don't know, like, and the government and the this and the that, whatever it is. I know it's hard. I do it also. I also believe that we need to save our planet and people, but It's all just an invitation to a lower frequency experience. It makes you cut your connection to source. This connection you have now in your heart, don't cut it anymore. There is no reason. Whatever is happening, how bad or how good it is, there's no reason for you to cut being in your heart space and being connected to source. No thought, no feeling is worth it. No experience is worth it for you to cut. So let's go back out of the meditation and just take that experience in our daily life and just stay connected to source as much as we can. So you can move your body in any way you want. Maybe drink something, eat something. And yeah, this was super powerful on a planetary level. I mean, I don't know if you felt it, but I feel different. I feel the world is different. I feel I want to thank you all for this amazing experience, for pioneering in the field of ascension, catching the waves, changing our world. So yeah, so I don't know, something came through that I might share this meditation. So what you can do is share it with your friends, but I'm not sure. We will see what happens, because you paid for it. So everyone that pays for it is like it's like a door. Those people are ready to live a high frequency life, you know. If we just start sharing it like that, I'm not sure, you know, people just get in and, but I don't know, let's see what happens. It would be nice if more people can join in and use it for their healing. Yes, Kiki, go ahead and ask a question. Do you want me to unmute you? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, you're unmuted, I think. No, I cannot yes, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for this. I just have a question, because during the meditation, I had such sharp, very like burning sharp 2 spots on the top of my head. And I wasn't able to, only now when I put my hand on top of my head, did it subside. And I wonder if you have any idea or suggestion or what that could be, or how whether it's just allowing it and letting it burn off whatever needs to be burned off, or.
Yeah, good question. So I work a lot with the Tibetan way of inner fire. So in our body, and the Taoists do it too. So in our body, in different areas of the body, they call it the inner landscape. It can feel like it's on fire. So even like the inner tube can be set on fire completely. I've had that experience where the breathing tube was completely on fire. So the fire, what it does is it's burning away your karma. So it's a good thing. It's burning away your karma, but you don't want to overdo it. These are very strong activations, very strong powers. So if you feel it's too much, then you can just visualize like a blue light, like a ice blue light, and then just visualize it going over your body and then going through your body. So that will you know, that's what I do in my workshops when we're doing Kundalini activations. We just take the ice blue light and then make it go through the body, so that cools down the body. So you can be kind of inventive, you know, like, and feel. You can even like regulate it. You can feel like, oh, you know, this is great. Like some people love it when the fire is on. Like me, something like now, for example, I have this is really hot, this area, and I feel like my brain is melting. Yeah, and I say this often because that's what usually happens in my classes. My brain starts melting. So people are like, oh, well, well, I hope it doesn't, you know, influence your intelligence. But actually, to be honest, it's what happens also when you do nectar practice in all kinds of tantric traditions. Is that things are starting to melt. So it's like it's actually a really good thing, but you don't want to overdo it. So then if it feels too hot, then just use that visualization and bring it down, because you don't want to burn your subtle body, right?
Thank you, Hira.
You're welcome. Nice. I'm happy you got some burning going. Any other questions? Or maybe you want to share an experience? I see Vancouver was enjoying it. Yummy. Are you in Vancouver, actually? Where are you? Oh, no, you're not. Where are you? Mexico. Oh, cool. Mexico. Yay. Very cool. Oh, nice. Yeah. Good for you. Mexico joining. Oh, I'm very happy about that, actually. I don't know why, but that makes me very happy. Yeah, that we did that, that you did that in Mexico for all of us. That's really powerful. The lines here were with us, the grids, exactly. It's just all on, baby. Ah, nice. Anybody else? I understand you. It's very quiet because after meditation, you know, we're just in such a, it's such a wordless space, right? Like we're enjoying it so much because the mind will come back quick enough. So it's like, oh, let's just enjoy just being in this mindless, you know, state. No words or analysis or, you know, whatever is. So.
Hira, I actually want to share something.
Yes.
You know, when you addressed that it might be the pain coming out, you know, when we were activating, was exactly the moment like you would speak to me, because something strange happened from this incredible bliss being in the tiny space. When I started to come to the grids, this huge distortion came, you know, like even I wouldn't say it's my own, maybe partly, you know, like this low frequency engagements, but it's like, whoa, completely blew me, you know, out of this bliss, even though I still perceive it somehow like being endlessly there, right, eternally. But full amount of kind of pain is huge. What do you think? What could it be? I mean, why suddenly connecting to this, to these greeds, turned me to this perception?
Yeah, good question. Because we're mostly living unconsciously. I mean, unless you are enlightened and you, or even beyond, unless you are like in a state of oneness, which is even beyond enlightenment, where every breath is consciousness itself breathing through you, and every you know, everything that is happening is life passing through you, and you're not even there anymore. in that sense, it's so you become complete consciousness, you become complete love. But until that state, until we are there, a lot of what we do is unconscious. We are not aware of it. So in a sense, it's possible that that you unconsciously was contacted. So it's not necessarily you did it on purpose or unconscious, consciously, whatever. But these lower vibrations always try to sabotage. And not only also other lower vibrations, but also ourselves. We have this pain identity inside that is constantly trying to sabotage ourselves. And you could ask yourself the question, why is that, right? The reason why that is a constant invitation to go into a lower vibration through ourselves and through the others is because it's not able to exist without our engagement. Mm-hmm. So our ego or our pain identity does not exist unless we give it food, unless we have these stories in our mind, unless we have obsessions, unless we have lower vibrational feelings about situations or people or ourselves. So what I think is that, because I felt it too, I felt it coming in, and it's not you make it come in or another person, it doesn't matter, it's just I felt it too, is that it was actually really a beautiful experience to have, because you could immediately say, no, you know, I prefer the bliss, you know, all good and well, but, you know, I prefer the bliss. And sometimes it's exhausting in a way. Like sometimes I get almost desperate. I'm like, oh my God, like why does every moment have to be such a choice or such a, you know, kind of like an effort almost to stay in that bliss and stay in the bliss and stay in the bliss. But that's the experience we wanted. You know, we wanted to be in this very dense, lower vibrational experience to fuel our awakening, because without us being asleep, we can't awaken. So it's always a game, like, you know, kind of in that game, and until we're done with it. And we're like, you know what, I don't think it's boring to always be happy. So I'll just stay happy and that's it. Like all the rest, you know, fine. But until that moment, until that conscious choice, we will always be invited into the lower vibrational energies, always.
It's like a perception of how heavy is humanity on earth, you know, it's what I felt. We are very heavy for her. Mm-hmm. Like our consciousness, collective consciousness right now. Mm-hmm. So it's like, personally, yes, we may and we have to choose this highest vibration, but like current state, it's pretty much heavy if you really tune to it, right?
Yes and no. It's the same thing. So we have these different parallel realities going on. Mm-hmm. So there's this one reality where it's like super heavy, you know, like super, oh my God, like, you know, rape, killing, you know.
Understand what you mean.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't need to go into it. Yeah, exactly. And then you have this other reality where it's seriously, mm-hmm. It's easy. You know, there's just ease and bliss and happiness and health and abundance and prosperity, and, you know, and just, yeah, it's just like, yay, you know. So so it's like it's a constant choice. So if you look at that other, you know, lower vibrational reality, and you give it a negative feeling, you say, oh my God, you know, it's so heavy, and all these poor people, and I do it too, huh? I'm not saying you do it, I do it too. I look at it and I'm like, people in Egypt, like I found out yesterday, they are making 50 euro cents an hour. And so they're working, like the normal standard work in Egypt is 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, and they're making 150 euros a month. That's it. So me too, I go into it and I'm like, oh my God, and these poor people, and oh my God, and you know, and I'm feeling guilty because I'm, you know, like this and that, and in 1 hour I make what they make in 4 months, and and I was going for it. But it's like, oh my God, like if I give my negative energy to that, believing it and giving it more reality and saying, oh my God, how badly for those people, I'm making it worse. I'm just making it more real.
Absolutely. Okay, yeah, that brought me back. Thank you. Yay.
Yay. Yeah. I love you, Vladislava.
Oh, can I share a little?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I love you too.
Yeah.
Just felt inspired to share in the part of the meditation where you said, tune into nature that you love. And I love that part of the meditation. I actually tuned back into our Awaken the Illuminated Heart workshop in the rooftop. And I started there, and it was so powerful. I haven't really gone there with my consciousness for many years, I guess. And it just felt so loving and peaceful, and to be there is like, wow. And then my consciousness just like flew all the way across the world to Cambodia at Angkor Wat, at this spot that I was meditating on like a few months ago, and just felt like that amplified even more. And then my whole soul just like blasted off, and I don't even know what happened. It was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's cool just to kind of, it was almost like a triangle, like Vancouver, Cambodia, and now in Mexico, and just like joining all of that energy was very powerful.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Oh, what is Sylvia saying? Sylvia is saying, during all the meditation, I was in a really high frequency vibration. At some point, I had the impression someone was directing light in front of me. I've opened my eyes for 1 second, but I've seen the wall. I can imagine you doing it. Like, is there somebody really there? Or so all that was inside. I've also received a beautiful healing from my higher self. Wow, amazing. That's so powerful. I feel definitely different after this meditation. Me too. Thank you so much to you, Hira, and all the people joining now and after. Yeah, amazing. Me too. I feel so grateful. So grateful. And Golden, Aurelian. I really have to, you have to tell me how to say your name. He says, I had the realization that I was attached to all my sufferings, and it was an addiction. That's exactly it. That I have the choice to choose to not to suffer. That's it. Also, I feel my inner child very strong and controlling, very demanding. Yeah, that's exactly where I've been going through this whole week. And last times, and I think November is doing that somehow, is that it's all about addiction somehow. I don't know why, but for me also it really comes that that like pain is an experience that we have, that we have as a human. We have physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, spiritual pain when there's loss or there's injury. But suffering is the holding on to that pain over time. So after the incident. So it's basically, suffering is an addiction. And even our mind is an addiction, and we don't feel it that way. But when you go into Buddhist teachings, like the highest teachings, they now I'm following one of those in Dzogchen teaching. That's the highest teaching, where it says vision is mind, mind is empty. There's 5 lines, so there's still to follow. Yeah, there's still like it's going into bliss. Actually, it's an amazing teaching from Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. And he's teaching from a Dzogchen master of like in the 8th century. But what it teaches in the first 2 lines is that vision is mind. So it means that whatever we perceive until the last detail, even like whatever you're perceiving outside when you look out of your room, or you look into your room or your house, or everyone around you, that whole story is just a vision. It's something that your mind creates. So you learn in that course, you learn how to use your awareness and look at it and look at it and come closer and closer, look at it. And then when you look at it, at a certain point, it's like looking at a projection on like this light here on the wall. You just got to go closer, 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 closer until, you know, that projection is just pure particles. It's not there. It's not solidly there. So you learn that first. Then you learn that mind is empty. So first you see that everything is your mind, even your thoughts. It's just your mind completely. And then after that, mind is empty. So you instead of like looking outwards, everything is mind, you look inwards, mind is empty. So you're looking at your own mind, you're looking closer, 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 closer at your own mind, and you see that there's nothing there. That's seriously, where is your mind? Where is your mind? Like, look for it, like the location, or the, you know, go look for it for a day. You know, go on the mountain and look for your mind, or now sitting here, go look for your mind. It's very interesting, very, very interesting, because there's nothing there inherently. So you learn that, you know, looking outwards or looking inwards, it's just emptiness. So when you, and it's only flashes of moments that you're aware of it. You can't be aware of this constantly, because it would be almost impossible to do anything. But slowly you stabilize in that awareness. And so slowly you have moments like this, like bam, you have a moment, oh, everything is empty, bam, you have another moment, everything is empty, bam, you're just awareness, you're just open awareness, bam, you're just open awareness, you're doing the dishes, bam, you're just open awareness, you're talking to somebody, bam, you're just open awareness. And so these small moments become longer until you are just continuously open awareness. And then the addiction drops. But before that, just every thought, every emotion, every perception is an addiction. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then not only to our phones, we're so addicted, but we're everything, strong emotions, you know, our stories, our dramas, and it's hard, because when I'm in a drama myself, I mean, you know, I have quite enough of them still. When I'm in one of my dramas, I'm like, if somebody comes to me and says, it's just emptiness, your drama is just an addiction, I will not very much appreciate it, because I'm so stuck in that drama at that moment. And I'm like, yeah, easy for you to say. You know, I will say something like that. Like, you know, my husband will say something like, yo, you know, where are you? But that's it. We need people around us or ourselves to remind ourselves constantly, bam, 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 bam. Now you're creating, now you're creating one, now you're creating one. Without, how you say, without judgment. And this for me is the hardest, because I can be stuck in my drama. I can be completely aware of it, but my awareness is still judging it. So that's like double drama. Like I'm in my drama and I'm stuck to it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I don't know, emotional about something. And on top of it, I'm aware of it. So I'm aware of the fact that I'm creating drama and that is bullshit, let's say. But then I'm judging myself for creating drama. So it's like an endless loop, isn't it? It's like an endless loop of addiction. So yeah. Then the only thing you can do is just turn your attention inwards, find that mind, realize that it's not there, and this can go really fast. It can be in a fraction of a second. You just boom, you go back, boom, there's nothing there. And then that moment when you realize again and again and again that moment is not there, that moment will become stronger within you. It will become more present within you. You will trust it more, you will go more into it, and then, you know, at a certain point, you're free, you know. So yeah, I don't know if that was a little bit answering your question. So the same for the inner child. Like you definitely have to be there for the inner child. But by knowing, that there is freedom to come for that inner child and for you and for all those parts of you. Because you're not the inner child, but you are. And so you're not the mother or the father that is holding the inner child, but you are. And so at the end, all of these parts of ourselves, the high vibrational and the low vibrational, want to be liberated. All of it. There is no self. So all of it, even the light side, like I'm a warrior, I'm a light warrior. Or how do we call ourselves? I'm a light worker, Still, it's an identity. So again, you don't want to, grab onto that either. At the end, there is no identity. Ultimately and truthfully, right now, there is no identity. There's no me. There's no self. There's just life running through me. So yeah, it's very demanding, and I know, but slowly, just go slowly, Yes, Alexandra, shall I unmute you? I unmute you. There you go. No, I can't hear you. I've unmuted you, but I can't hear you. Yes. No, I can't hear you. I'm just reading a little bit. Piroski saying, thank you so much, everyone. Amazing experience. She received a lot of confirmations from her higher self. That's great. Yay. Setting a new intention helps me to switch back to open awareness. Exactly. It's like every time you're conscient, you're just, boom, you're back. Oh, okay, I was off for a while, like a few seconds, an hour, a day, whatever, and then you're back. And then you're like, okay. So yes, Golden is saying emptiness is freedom. I agree with you. That's it. That's all you need. Emptiness is freedom. Max is saying, I heard Nassim talking the other day about how the tiny space, the center of the heart, Taurus, is of course our direct link to source, the vacuum. And in the challenging, difficult moments when we want to guard our hearts, that is when we would benefit more from keeping our heart open. I totally agree with you, Max. That's it. Like an open heart is the door to all dimensions. An open heart is the door to our true state of being. That is when we would benefit from our access to infinite energy from the vacuum source. This is also great service to the whole, yes, as our light can be more bright when doing so. Exactly. Yeah. It is difficult to find the words, but you just described it very beautifully. It is so. It is so. Alexandra, I don't know why you're not. Maybe take out the earplugs, take the whole thing out of your computer, and then maybe you can speak. Try. No. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your beautiful voice. No. Okay, well, it is kind of late. It's almost, it's getting 6-ish here. And it's getting dark. And this recording is getting long, and I need to be sure to have it for replays. So, yeah, I think unless someone wants to share something more, I think we will close the class. When is my next class? I think it's something like 26th of December or something. I think I chose a really nice, like kind of last ending date of the year, I think. Let me see. Meetings. Yeah, the 29th of December. It's a Sunday, the 29th of December. Yeah, very nice. Like a really like the end of the year type of Ride Your Lotus. So very curious to see what's going to come through then. So yes, I will see you in 6 weeks, I hope. And if not, then in another timeline, in another time space. Thank you for a very powerful class. Thank you. Thank you. I will unmute us all so we can all say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.